friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is paying homage to Sean from Sean the Book Maniac because Sean is moving back from Japan to Saskatchewan, Canada this weekend. And I'm so excited for you, Sean. I'm excited that you're going to be back here in North America, but also just excited for this, new chapter in your life. So yeah, safe travels, Sean. I don't think he'll see this video before his trip, but putting it out into the universe. And for all of you who are watching this video to just maybe say a prayer or send some good thoughts Sean's way. So like I said, this video is a little bit of a throwback. It's a video idea that I have done a couple iterations of, a few iterations of. It is a page 112 tag. You choose a book and go to page 112, but it could also be a random page far enough into the book that the super editing that's done at the beginning of the book may not have carried over that far. So you get a chance to see maybe a little bit more of what the author intended in the writing style and so on. So this video idea from Sean came about because of a prize in France, I think it was. In any case, all of that to say that when I go to the bookstore, I still do this, where I browse books and look at page 112 or somewhere thereabouts in a book to just kind of get a feel of what the book is going to be like. So a few weeks ago, I went to the bookstore before my trip to Jamaica. Still kind of catching up on videos, guys. So a few weeks ago, we went to the bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and I saw some books. And what I found really interesting about this trio of books that I was browsing is that all three books are written by authors of Nigerian descent or authors from Nigeria. And so 3 novels, 3 Nigerian authors. I thought I'd weigh them against each other, but not just for me to weigh, for you to weigh as well. So here are 3 novels that I found, and I'm going to read page 112 to you, and you'll tell me whether this sounds like a book that you'd want to read yourself or you want to hear me talk about after I've read it. So 3 novels, and the first title is The Bad Immigrant by Sefi Atta, and here's page 112 from that book. So the page starts with a name, I guess at the end of a sentence. It says McFadden. She might be a child molester. What? Bashira said. Ah, Lukman, Moriam said. Your mind is warped. You stayed in London too long. The holiday season was soon upon us, and I was reluctant to get involved. Not because I was an agnostic, but because no matter what I believed, crime was on the rise. What I missed most about Nigeria at that time of the year was the spectacle of drunken people dancing in bars. Even if you didn't participate in the merrymaking, you couldn't help but get caught up. It was the same in America. There was a festive spirit I couldn't ignore. In New York, the bars got fuller and louder. In New Jersey, women wore pumpkin and reindeer sweaters. I didn't know how people survived the holidays with all the advertising that went on, though. There were so many signs along Route 4, reminding people that they had financial obligations, with shiny and glittery decorations that were enough to make a person of meager means panic. My job as a security guard may have biased me, but I decided the holidays were a season for making sacrifices in commercial shrines, and shopping was an act of barbarism. At work, Jill was on the lookout for thieves. She hired a store detective for the holiday period, a middle-aged white woman who targeted one type of customer, young black women. This stupid detective would page me after she had surveilled suspects, and I would then have to escort them to Jill's office. What pained me most was that the suspects were always guilty. They hid lipsticks, foundations, whatever they could in their handbags and pockets. Jill must have noticed the detective's pattern of singling out young black women, but I once overheard her say she didn't see color. She had an evasive way of describing minority customers in general. I want to know how that sentence and that paragraph ends. So yeah, that was The Bad Immigrant by Sefi Atta. Tell me if, like me, you want to know how that goes. So that was book 1. The next title is New York, My Village by Uwem Akpan. Page 112 in this book begins in the middle of a sentence, so I'll just start with that phrase. It says, and they were planning coffee together. I told her again how moved I was by her testimony, how Father Kiobel had promised to pray for her, and how her testimony had encouraged him to open up a tad about our war. She modestly said she was humbled her story had inspired someone. She repeated her desire to visit Ikot Ituno Ekanem with Jack. Ikong, I'm glad you had so much fun at the reading yesterday, she said, giggling shyly. I didn't attend any reading, I said. But Jack said the three of you were together. Lost? I stopped by a street corner 2 blocks from our offices. Perhaps I'm mixing things up. Anyway, they're attending another reading today. No, they're going in 2 weeks. He's just told me this in his office this freaking morning. Actually, they're leaving in 5 minutes. Emily, are you sure? Yes, why? I said goodbye and hurried back. I was eager to meet them, just to kill off the suspicion and anger that was teasing my imagination. But turning the block, I froze because I heard Jack's angry voice. He and Angela were standing on the curb, their backs to me. I hid behind a street vendor's stand. Jack was shouting into his phone with one finger plugging his other ear, while Angela was having the laugh of her life, her tall, imposing frame dancing. He was telling the caller about our African fellow who's using diversity to twist every damn thing. Chad, we've already been put on probation, you know. I tried to call our outside legal counsel, but he wants everything written down. No phone calls, no meetings. Even Liam Sanders has bought into the BS. For the first time, he didn't return Angela's call either. She's really traumatized. We need to quit Andrew and Thompson. We need new jobs. Of course, Chad. I know we were never going to compete with the big houses, but we can't even seem to prioritize mistress over what? Yes, you told me you turned on that Sigi piece of S last year. Yes, I remember you saying those atrocities didn't even happen. Personally, I believe they were exaggerated, cartoonish. I believe there are limits to fiction. Well, thanks for even submitting mistress to us. Okay, so that was New York, My Village. I read a couple of extra sentences. Let me know what you think about that title. And our final title is Yinka. Where's your husband? Husband with a Z. Author is Lizzie Damilola Blackburn. Here is page 112 from that book. Page 112 in Yinka, Where's Your Husband, also begins in the middle of a sentence. So we will begin with this phrase, is, in one word, fire. It has a Grecian-style bodice with a see-through mesh, underneath which goes over the shoulder and falls like a cape. The bottom half, I learned this from Nana, is called a godet, with triangular fabric inserted at even intervals around the hem. A dress like this would make any woman feel like a supermodel. I'm looking for a bronzy gold color, Nana says. Oh, in Swiss voile lace, please. The auntie grins. Don't worry, I have. She hands Nana her phone back. The auntie ambles around the corner, grabbing a stepladder en route. She props it against the shelves and pulls out 3 gold lace fabrics from the top. See, auntie, this is why I love you, says Nana, reaching for the fabric in the middle. I look between the 3 laid out on the counter. They all look the same to me. Nana thoroughly inspects the material. For 5 yards, how much? 100, says the auntie. I cough. 100? Mom buys material all the time and she doesn't pay half that price. Auntie, I say, stepping in, placing a hand on Nana's arm. The girl is already rummaging for her purse. Is she crazy? Nana is a loyal customer of yours. I beg, give her a discount, eh? I clap the back of my hand in the same way that Mom does when she haggles. Okay, the auntie says, for you, 95. Before I can counter her price again, Nana pulls me away. What are you doing? She hisses, and I'm stunned by the agitation in her voice. What am I doing? My eyes widen and I hiss back. Nana, you're getting bumped, and I know what you're going to say. The material is high quality, yada yada. But even I know she's charging way too much. Nana holds up her hand. Would you ask for a discount at Prada? Me? Walk into Prada? I laugh. That's pretty funny. So that's Yinka, Where's Your Husband by Lizzie Damilola Blackburn. So those are 3 novels by Nigerian authors. Let me know what you think. Which of these 3 books you think I should read? Should I read The Bad Immigrant, or New York, My Village, or Yinka, Where's Your Husband? In previous times when I've done this video, sometimes I would read all 3 of these books. I'm not sure I'm feeling all 3 of these books, but I don't want to influence your choices. So let me know which of these books you would most like to hear me discuss when I've read it. So vote in the comments, and I guess we'll say maybe by the end of this month, so by the end of May, You'll tell me what you think, and I'll add the book, whichever one of these books you vote for, I'll add it to my June TBR. So thank you so much for watching this video. Safe travels, Sean, and everyone else who's traveling this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe you have plans to go visit family or just, take a trip. Be safe, and until we come back for another video, which is going to be soon because I have something special to announce very soon. Until then, happy reading. Bye.